What is up, you guys? It's your boy Zay, aka Zay Time Takes, and I'm back at it again with another video. This time we're gonna do something different, man. We're just gonna do some casual NBA talk. I don't know what I'm gonna call this, but I'm trying to do this weekly and annually. And I know I'll be saying I'm gonna follow up on certain things, but this one, I most certainly am. It's hard to keep up with a routine, man. I just got a new job. I'm trying to figure things out, try to see what I can and can't do throughout the week. So with this one, I'm trying to upload this probably every Monday. Right now, I'm recording this on July 7th. I said July 7th, July 30th, I mean. But yeah, with these type of videos, I'm gonna talk about like current NBA stuff, what's going on, NBA news, things I find interesting, and memes and stuff like that. I want to start providing videos that you can like listen to and eat food to, because that's what I enjoy doing, listening to NBA content and just munching on something and watching things. All right, for my first topic, man, I want to talk about the Orlando Magic. I know y'all see these Paulo highlights in the background. Here you go, dropping a smooth bucket. I'm highly intrigued and optimistic about the Magic going into next season. You have a star in Paulo that he's going to grow and be a long-time star for the Magic, hopefully. As well, they got another great player in Franz Wagner, who's a crafty player who's able to put the ball on the floor, create for himself, set up others, and he's also an underrated defender. I made a video about that earlier once before. You can find that on my TikToks. So yeah, I have no worries about their future. Their future looks very, very great. I know they're going to be a playoff team in the future, but the thing is, I'm trying to figure out who is going to be a part of their future besides Paulo, Franz Wagner, and Wendell Carter. We look at the current Magic roster right now. They are filled with a plethora of young talent. I want y'all to look at the screen right now. I've projected a picture of their specific depth chart to next season. Literally everyone on this team is 28 and under, exception of Joe Ingles. Of course, he's an old Australian. I guess he's going to be the veteran. But my point is, when you have this amount of sprawling youth that has a lot of potential, how does a front office decide on who to invest in? Like with the point guard situation with the Magic, they have Cole Anthony, Markelle Fultz, and they just drafted Anthony Black. Personally, I feel like Markelle Fultz had proven himself and worked himself to be the starting point guard for the Magic, in which he has, and he's probably going to be the starting point guard when the season starts. But this past draft, the Magic select Anthony Black with the 6th pick, who has a lot of upside to him. Looks like he can be a prolific guard in this league, and I'm just very intrigued of how long does the Magic give their players to develop. Obviously, with this move, this puts pressure on folks, letting them know like your job isn't secure as being the starting point guard, but as well, you have Cole Anthony being the backup point guard. How is Black going to be able to get minutes and develop if he's not going to touch the floor, really? And this goes along with them drafting Jet Howard as well. Like, they already have Franz Wagner. I know Joe Ingles is old, but he can still provide some great quality minutes as well. You got Gary Harris that has been in the league a long time. He's going to want to play ball. Not to even mention about Jonathan Isaac, who's still recovering from injuries, of course, but they still have a high expectation on Jonathan Isaac being such a great defensive player, and it seems like he's still part of the Magic future. At what point does the Magic pull the plug on their older youth and move on? It's pretty crazy that I'm saying older youth, because 24, 25, 26 isn't that old. You can have players finally entering their strides and reaching their prime at the age of 24, 25, 26. But with the Magic, they really have to make a tough decision with their players because they essentially have too much youth. I don't think it's fair that Jet Howard potentially might have to play in the G League due to the fact there's too many youthful players already on the roster. In a way, why draft more young players when you still have young players that you're constantly trying to develop? In a way, it's creating an environment where players are stepping on each other's toes and not knowing like what roles should they create their career to be. Honestly, it must be really hard to be a GM in the NBA, because a lot of these players that they draft have high potential, but of course injuries happen, or it actually takes them a while for them to develop. But you can't stop the world for them to develop. Like, there's more youth and sprawling players on the way. But being a young player in their mid-20s and late 20s is a great area in the NBA now. And that leads me to my second topic I want to talk about, of how the mid-20s and late 20s are your new veterans in the NBA. I say it's a great area for youthful players that are 25, 26 onward. You're not old enough to be considered a veteran, but at the same time, you're not young enough for teams to wait on you to develop your potential. And if they're not an efficient role player, you're scrambling to be in the league. As I say this, I'm playing Kelly Oubre highlights in the background right now. As I speak, he's still a free agent. This guy is 27 years old and he averaged 20 points last year with the Hornets. You would think a team would have been scooped him up. A guy who averaged 20 points per game, you would think somebody would be quick to get him actually, but he was highly inefficient scoring those 20 points a game last year. His field goal average was 43%, his 3-point average was 32%, and in addition, he sort of is a shot choker. But no team is willing to give him a long-term contract because he falls under that gray area I've been talking about. He isn't old enough to be considered a veteran, but he isn't young enough for teams to invest on tapping his potential. And the reason why I say players in their mid-20s and late 20s are the new veterans of the NBA sort of goes hand in hand with the first topic I was talking about with the Magic. Teams are extremely youth hungry out here and they don't want older players slowing them down. Teams will constantly take the risk of drafting an 18-year-old each draft in wishes of them becoming a superstar. And that leaves the players that need a little bit more time to develop in that gray area I keep talking about. Look at Christian Wood, he another one of those athletes who still hasn't found a home this offseason yet. I will say with Wood, he does have problems in the past, so I do understand why teams can be hesitant. But man, as the NBA continue to rack seasons ahead of us, bro, there's not going to be many 30-year-old veterans. Gone are the days that you have Udonis Haslam's and Nick Collisons that play on one teams for 20 plus years. Because if you're not a superstar and you're remaining stagnant, you're going to be left out. And the league is constantly becoming younger, and guess what? These younger players don't have role models or veterans to look up to, which leads to them going off course, which leads to them possibly getting in trouble. I saw a TikTok video talk about this topic in depth last week, and I hate I didn't save that video because I would love to give that creator his true props, but shout out to him because he did a great job explaining it. All right, last topic I want to talk about, how basketball shoes are making a comeback, dog. I'm 23 years old right now, man. I haven't been hyped about hooping shoes since high school. I'm looking at these new Adidas Crazy Affinities. Boy, these are raw. I mean, you could straight out bust a fit with these. They dropped earlier this month, and for the kids who don't know, the Adidas Crazies were Kobe's first shoes. He was signed with Adidas before Nike. And boy, if you knew anything about them Adidas Crazy 8s, man, they were bulky and heavy. You was not finna wear them with a fit. You could tell with the new style of the Crazies, it was made for today's age to you could wear with casual wear and bust a fit with them. I will be copping these in the future. Next, we got a picture of the new LeBron 21s. You could tell they sort of going back to the older days. It looked like a combination of the 7s and the 8s. But these look nice though. They ain't something I would rock a fit with. I'm most definitely hooping these, but like, yeah, these are pretty straight. And you got these Ja Halloweens that's most likely gonna come out during October. These are immaculate right here. The details on these are fascinating and amazing. You see the Nike sign got a little extra details on it, not an ordinary Nike sign. It has some type of Halloween theme on the back of the shoe. This is a shoe that I will most likely cop and hooping these, bro. And really, I would let these sit in my closet because this is so decked out. But yeah, basketball shoes are finally getting that traction again, like we back in the glory days. But yeah, this was my first installment of this casual talk, and I enjoyed this. If you like this type of video, be sure to like and subscribe and share this video with others. Until next time, I am Zay, and I am out.